talking earlier about what we've been doing over the last year at the City Council, and we've got it in the strategy. We've put meaningful measurement in a strategy. So this is about how do we take the next steps, and how complicated that can feel in a big organisation, and exactly what Sarah just said about try a pilot. You know, let's not try and solve it all at once. Let's just try something. So we've themed some of our examples, and we're going to see what people want to talk about who come to the table, and share examples and ask for other people's to share. So one theme is challenge what we're measuring. That's one thing we've tried out in a project. Another is working on action plans and forms, so the reviewing a form type thing. Another is how to capture the true voice of participants, and that's particularly using examples from our Youth Ambition programme and our staff survey. Value the process as well as the end product, so that's about getting people together to learn together. Oh, sorry, that's the next one, bringing people together to learn as we go. So come if you're interested in any of those, and we'll start somewhere.
Thanks, Becky. And now going straight to Sarah, who you've heard a lot from, but she's going to talk about storytelling. You've got a
I
mic.
want to say, basically, we'll be talking about how have we been using storytelling as a way to evaluate impact? How have we been, experimenting with partners across the city to do this? What have we learned from that? And also acknowledging lots of people in the room have been a part of that or are using storytelling and stories in their own way. What can we do next around this work? How can we evolve it?
And Susie from Oxford Hub.
So I'm going to be talking about Signal, which is, I suppose the bit is that it is a tool that could go alongside storytelling. In some ways, it's quantitative. The devil is absolutely in the detail in terms of how you use the Signal tool and what the value is that you can get out of it. So I'll be talking a little bit about that and what the next steps could be with it.
Thank you. And Claire, you're going to talk about what you've been up to with public health at the County Council.
Yeah, we're doing a double act over here. But yeah, what really we're interested in the so what. So you get the stories, you get the learning, so what? What do you do with it? I think what really resonated with me with the poem was the stock cube. How do we give it some flavour? And that's what I'm bothered about. I don't want vanilla. I want something to really mean something. And by that, we're sharing examples of where we've used meaningful measurement for partnerships, communications, plans, and actual services as well. So for us, it's really about that power of partnership work and comms. We do this an example through the Oxfordshire Communications Group. And for me, sometimes it's been about what I call going beyond them case studies. We're very good at commissioners or funders of asking for a nice little case study, but actually it's about the process and how we work with people on that, and how we all have to justify our time. That's a massive part for us to do this kind of the nice stuff, as I call it, that I love, but I've got to be able to really prove what is the worth of kind of being here and doing this. The second bit for us that's really important that we've learned from is services and support. So it's how we bring the voice into that. I did the storytelling project, and I've got this line that sticks with me, and it's about the principle of self-love, and self-reflection is far more important than anything on the scales. And that was related to a weight loss service that we commission. So since then, we've been working with that provider to think, okay, well, how do we capture that? Instead of achieving a 5% weight loss, does it make a difference if a family sits around a table and eats a meal together? Yes, it does. So they're the type of evolving learning that we've had, and then we're so they're at different levels, so that's partnerships, services, and then the third level that Kate's done some brilliant work on is thinking about how we embed it in our really nice public health service plans that we have to do like every year. So, in that we've put questions in, top 3 things you've learned, what have you failed at and why? What would you tell yourself if you were, back then thinking about it? What bit of advice would you give? And then bringing that whole case study story element in as well.
Thank you, Claire and Kate, for that. And finally, Caitlin, where's Caitlin? Over there, who is from IG Advisors and going to talk about how we embed learning in our organisations.
I'm Caitlin, and IG Advisors. We're a strategy consulting firm, but we focus exclusively on social and environmental change, working with the philanthropy, business, and non-profit sectors. And we've been doing a lot of work and thinking about learning and evaluation, and particularly how might we embed learning within organizations, programs, initiatives. What are the practical tools and tips and steps we can take? How might we start going about shifting those mindsets so that learning is really valued in and of itself, and we're encouraging learning throughout whatever we're doing so that we can adapt as we go, rather than being too hyper-focused on outputs and outcomes that might not tell the full story, and capture all the nuances of the work that we're doing. So if you're interested in how to embed learning within programs, initiatives, organizations, movements, then I'm excited to learn from you.